that saints have, or not just saints, but people will give you major trouble when it comes down to talking about God. When it comes down to doing the things of God, they'll give you major trouble. But if it comes down to anything other than God, we can talk about it. It's okay, as she said, for us to release our monies into a club. It is okay for us to spend money on prostitution and on drug abuse and spend money elsewhere other than, not just in those areas, but even in movies on television, and even in Blockbuster, and even in Columbia House, and even in internet service, and even in nice vehicles and nice houses. It's okay, we can talk about that. But anytime you talk about doing something for God, it's always questionable. It is questioned because some people say, well, I once had a church that I was a part of, and I don't believe in pastor's anniversary. And I'm not preaching for you to believe in pastor's anniversary, but I'm telling you, I don't believe in supporting pastorship. I don't believe in following the leader. I don't believe in honoring. Somebody told me one time, said, Pastor, I love you, but I don't believe in honoring no man. I don't believe in, the only man I honor is God. I don't believe in giving honor to nobody but God. Well, you can't give honor to God without giving honor to God's people. You cannot give honor to God's house, which is in heaven, without giving honor to his house, which is on earth. If you're going to honor heaven, I ain't going to put no trash down in heaven. Well, then, baby, you don't need to put no trash down in the church. You need to honor where you honor as if you are in heaven. And I'm not telling you that I'm God, but I'm God's under shepherd in the earth. So you should honor God's man servant, because as God give a word through his servant, and then as he share that word is life unto you. Look at somebody and say, I got to honor the word of God. We should honor those, because blessed are the feet of those that carry the gospel. But that ain't my message today. But the message I'm trying to share with you is to understand that these are the times where it's questionable when it comes down to God and church. People will tell you quickly, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the fact that God did this and did that. Y'all go to church, y'all shout, y'all do all that stuff on Sunday morning. I don't believe in all that. If God is real, then why did they have some flimsy man writing the Bible? Who wrote the Bible? Where did it come from? All these crazy questions that we would call crazy, but it is the natural mind that desires to try to comprehend the spiritual mind of God. The natural mind is trying to put mysteries together and find out how can these mysteries equal to some type of equality in the phrase. If you say 2 plus 2 and then you have equals negative and these are positives, well, how did you get that? The natural mind just cannot comprehend how you came up with the formula to get the equation and to equal what you equal. The natural mind has said that doesn't make sense. Anything that doesn't make sense in the natural mind, it is told to you to be crazy. It is told to you to not be receptive because it does not make sense. Anybody ever heard that before? You heard theories that does not make sense, and you heard ideas that does not make sense. And if it doesn't make sense to your mind, then we are programmed not to receive it. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the Bible in the natural minds are questionable because it seemed like it is contradicting itself. It seemed like one moment it says, I came to destroy the law. The next moment it says, I came in favor of the law. This doesn't make any sense, because if you came to do away with the law, then why is the law still in effect? If you say, I am those that say when you sin, you shall be damned or cursed or killed, then another side of the law you said, but now if you would confess your faults, I'm faithful and just to do what? forgive you of those sins. It is questioning because why does the Bible give us a one-track mind for the mind or the natural mind to understand? But if you would deal with a cereal, or if you would deal with a deodorant, or if you would deal with a candy bar, or if you would deal with a nice pair of clubs, you would understand that the person that is modeling for these things, they will tell you the natural minds cannot understand or comprehend the things or the power of this. It's okay because it's not God. I came to talk to the saints because these times are getting deeper and they're getting heavier and heavier. You might have already come in contact with some people that are trying to waver your thought process. You might have come in contact with folk that trying to waver your desire to believe in what this book says. And I know that God has taught you more than that, but it's because the person comes with such influence, it causes you to waver in what you know and to waver in what you believe. Anybody been there before? Just like you have the other faiths. One was, I remember one time I talked with someone who was of the Jehovah's Witness persuasion, and they were telling me things, and I know I grew up in Sunday school, and I just couldn't quite comprehend the things that was taught to me, and did not understand the way it was broken down at the time because of the influence that was being released in the atmosphere. It was being released in a position as to cause you to not be focused on what you've been taught, or to be confused on what you've been taught. Anybody ever been there before? The Bible said in the Word of God, New Testament, Timothy's writing says that in the latter days some shall depart from the faith. It is not because the devil pulled them out of church, but it is because they were giving heed to the spirits of seduction. You got to know it, ladies and gentlemen, that a marriage can be ripped apart if the other person give heed to seduction. If that snake-eyed beast will roll those eyes and will cause you to be hypnotized by their niceness and beauty, you will forget about your vows and forget about your ring on your finger. Matter of fact, you'll close your hands and snatch it off at the same time, and you'll start saying, yeah, I don't mind. And like the song said, I don't see nothing wrong. You would find yourself in a place that you have no business being in. This is where the church is today. That's why you find so many pastoralship roles being released into the earth, forceful into the hell pit, because some of them have given up on their vows or on their commitment to God by being giving heed to the spirit of seduction. They're giving heed to lies and hypocrisy, and then on top of all that, have the audacity to not ask for forgiveness, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. It's a shame when somebody will sin and still feel like they are justified. It's a shame when somebody can get in the wrong bed on Saturday night and come up in the church on Sunday morning and preach the house down and still feel like the glory of the Lord is upon me. Touch your neighbor, say, neighbor, it might be a hard Sunday this morning. You have to know here that it is a shame when you can find yourself sick, and I think it's off the wall when a person full of cancer will still say, yeah, I know I'm getting ready to leave here, but I'm going to still do the same thing that caused me to be in this boat.